Let's turn to 1975, a year that would become a turning point in American military history for reasons that went far beyond the public eye. For most, it was a year marked by Cold War anxieties, shifting politics, and a nation in transition. But behind the scenes, something far more unsettling was unfolding. Across the United States, a series of unexplained incursions began, targeting the country's most sensitive nuclear installations. These were not isolated incidents, but a coordinated wave that left military personnel and officials searching for answers. This wasn't rumor or speculation. Declassified files and first-hand testimony reveal a year-long pattern of unidentified aerial phenomena breaching restricted airspace. Imagine America's nuclear arsenal, Minuteman missile fields, command centers, and air bases, suddenly at the center of a mystery that defied conventional explanation. Security teams, radar operators, and officers all reported objects that moved with impossible speed and precision. The reports came from every level of the chain of command. Night after night, the skies above these installations came alive with unexplained activity. Each incident brought new questions and heightened concern. While the public heard little, inside military circles the events were impossible to ignore. Reports circulated quietly, and official explanations struggled to keep up. Sightings and security breaches were reported from Montana to North Dakota, affecting multiple bases and hundreds of personnel. Witnesses described silent, massive objects hovering over silos, and lights performing maneuvers that no known aircraft could match. The events left a lasting impact on those involved. Teams gathered to compare accounts, and the sense of unease was palpable. America's defenders looked up and wondered what they were truly facing. The mystery lingered, long after the lights disappeared. 1975 became a landmark year for military investigators and researchers. The evidence collected still shapes the debate today. The descriptions were consistent: huge, silent triangles, cigar-shaped craft, and objects that appeared and vanished without a trace. Encounters left witnesses deeply unsettled. Some hesitated to speak, while others felt compelled to document every detail. This was not a brief anomaly. It was a sustained series of events that challenged every official explanation. Each night, the mystery grew. Reports came from all ranks and roles, from those entrusted with the nation's most powerful weapons. The testimony was as credible as it was disturbing. Air traffic controllers tracked unknowns on radar. Security teams scrambled to respond. Even the most experienced professionals were left without answers. The volume of evidence was staggering, a national security mystery unfolding in real time. Each report added to the growing body of chilling documentation. 1975, the year the unknown breached America's most secure sites, and the year the sky demanded answers. This is the true story of the 1975 UFO incursions. Fast forward a few decades. The world has changed, but the echoes of the past still linger in forgotten corners. Memories fade, stories distort, and files gather dust. What once seemed urgent and mysterious is now buried beneath layers of time and neglect. Enter Gary Covella and his book, 1975, The Untold Story Behind a Real UFO Invasion. He's determined to bring these stories back into the light. Covella digs through archives, tracks down witnesses, and pieces together a narrative lost to time. He's relentless in his pursuit of the truth. His book isn't a believer's manifesto, it's a journalistic investigation, grounded in evidence and careful research. He shows a coordinated, widespread, and baffling series of events across the United States, not just isolated cases. The scale is astonishing. From mysterious landings near U.S. military bases where personnel whispered about strange lights in the sky, to bizarre incidents that left entire American communities unsettled, Covella connects the dots. He lets the evidence speak, showing the scale and pattern of the phenomenon. The details are impossible to ignore. The book's strength is its human focus. Real people, real stories, real confusion and awe. Their voices echo through every page. Covella avoids jargon and wild speculation, sticking to facts, documents, and first-hand interviews. He builds trust with his careful approach. He guides you through a labyrinth of strange events, highlighting evidence that refuses to be explained away. Each discovery leads to new questions. The book doesn't force a conclusion. It simply lays out the untold story and lets you grapple with the questions. The mystery remains open. 1975, a mystery meticulously reconstructed, inviting you to look closer and decide for yourself. From Loring Air Force Base in Maine to Wurtsmith and K.I. Sawyer in Michigan, wave after wave of UFO incursions played out across a 30-day period in October and November of 1975. The U.S. Air Force scrambled fighters, deployed helicopters, and activated its most secure defensive protocols. And still, it wasn't enough. Radar operators watched helplessly as the unidentified craft darted, hovered, or simply blinked out of existence. Security forces reported glowing spheres, silent triangles, and football-shaped objects with no visible means of propulsion. In one shocking case, a helicopter crew opened fire with an M60 machine gun, only to watch the bullets disappear into the target without effect. What sets 1975 apart is the physical evidence found near U.S. military bases. Landing sites, flattened grass, scorched earth, were discovered near American military installations where objects were seen. Soil samples from these areas showed odd chemicals and magnetic anomalies. Witnesses found strange angel hair fibers that vanished within hours, and metallic fragments with unusual alloys. Military vehicles stalled, radios filled with static, and communications went haywire as UFOs passed overhead. Mechanics found no faults, suggesting a powerful unknown energy at work. Covella links these grim discoveries to UFO sightings near American military installations. The evidence moves the story from anecdote to something concrete, and deeply unsettling. 1975 wasn't just seen, it left marks on the land and lives around U.S. military bases. Hundreds of sightings near military bases, but the official response? Silence and dismissal. The military blamed weather balloons, meteors, or Venus, explanations that rang hollow for those who saw massive craft near restricted areas. Covella uncovers internal memos showing confusion and concern behind closed doors, even as the public was told not to worry. Radar tracked unknowns near military installations, but details were rarely released. The military's own files are filled with credible reports from military zones, but official conclusions are mundane and forced. Civilian UFO researchers stepped in, preserving history the authorities ignored. Ironically, official silence only kept the mystery alive. What sets the 1975 UFO wave in the United States apart? First, the duration and intensity. A year-long nationwide wave, not a one-off event. Reports were consistent, different people, different places near military bases, same objects. The craft were unique. Silent triangles, massive cigar shapes, and motherships years before they appeared elsewhere. These objects interacted with the environment, leaving traces, causing electromagnetic interference and showing interest in infrastructure, especially around military installations. The witnesses were credible: pilots, police, scientists, and military personnel. Many were reluctant to come forward, risking ridicule. Their testimony, combined with physical evidence, makes 1975 hard to dismiss. It's the combination of duration, complexity, and credibility that makes it a standout chapter in the unexplained. 1975, a mystery that refuses to fade. If you're intrigued, pick up 1975, the untold story behind a real UFO invasion. This summary is just the highlight reel. Covella's book is packed with details, witness accounts, and documents focused on the events around U.S. military bases. He brings the events to life. Names, places, sketches, and news clippings, all centered on the American military installations involved. The book reads like a true crime thriller, not a dry report. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, it's a fascinating piece of detective work. Covella invites you to wonder, to question, and to look at the world differently. There are no easy answers, just a well-documented case that something extraordinary happened near U.S. military bases. For anyone curious, it's essential reading. Dive into one of the greatest modern mysteries, told by someone who's done the hard work. After all the reports, evidence, and denials, the mystery of 1975 endures. Decades have passed, but the questions remain as vivid as ever, echoing through time and memory. There's no neat ending, just testimony, evidence, and the unknown. Each new detail only deepens the puzzle, leaving us with more questions than answers. The events remind us that the sky may hold secrets we can't yet comprehend, and that our world is still full of mysteries waiting to be explored. Covella's work urges us to keep an open mind and resist easy answers. True investigation means embracing uncertainty and searching for truth, no matter how elusive. These stories force us to ask, are we alone? What else might be out there just beyond our reach or understanding? Have we been visited? Why? The possibilities are as endless as the night sky itself. The lack of answers is what makes the story so fascinating. It's the mystery that keeps us searching, generation after generation. Stories like 1975 humble us, reminding us of the limits of our knowledge and the vastness of what we have yet to discover. The universe is stranger than we can imagine, and perhaps stranger than we will ever truly know. So next time you look up at the night sky, remember the silent triangles, the unexplained shapes that drift above us in the darkness, the lights from the sea, flickering on the horizon, hinting at something just out of reach, and the pilot who vanished, leaving behind only questions and wonder. The search for answers continues around US military bases, and that's the most exciting thing of all, because the greatest mysteries are the ones that inspire us to keep looking up. If you want to dive even deeper into this story, check the video description for a link to find the book on Amazon.